lot of times that it's just something about him. It's just something about her. A lot of times that's something that people don't like about you, that they can't even verbally put into words, is confidence. But they know it's going to sound crazy if they say, I don't like her because she's confident. I don't like him because she's confident. They know they're going to sound like a hater if they say that. So they're going to try to either start picking you apart, finding things that you've done that they feel like offended them, that you never did anything, but your confidence bothers them. So they can't straight up say that. So they're going to try to find something else. I always tell people, be so confident in yourself that when you walk into rooms, you're not thinking about if the people there like you. You're thinking about if you like them. I have never walked into an environment where I felt uncomfortable. Ever. I'm so comfortable within self. I'm so self-actualized that when I go into environments, I don't allow anyone to make me feel insecure or small or weird or strange, because I know human beings are master gaslighters. Most people don't like themselves. Most people hate their reflections, and they have very high insecurity levels. So because I know human nature, it would be one of the most insulting things, the most degrading things I could ever do, is allow how somebody feels about my presence dictate my life, because most people can't stand themselves. So you're coming in all confident, vibrant, loving yourself. They are going to try to break you down. And if you're not self-actualized and you don't have a smart mentality and you don't have confidence, you are going to allow them to come in and cause chaos. Human beings are not that powerful as far as how they can affect you. They can only affect you if you allow them to. If you allow them to get in your mind and flip it over or flip it upside down or inside out, then they have power. But outside of that, if somebody is self-actualized and confident and understanding of human nature, there's no human being that can get in your head about you, because you know what they're doing. You know they're doing it out of a space of insecurity. I went out to dinner with my family last night, and as I walked into the restaurant, the hostess asked for my name. I gave it to her. Very kind young lady, and she guided us to the table. I sit on the table. My family sits down. We start looking at the menu. We're excited. We're spending time together. And the server, she walks towards our table. As she comes up to our table, I say, "Hi, how are you?" She's like, "I'm good. How are you?" I'm like, "I'm good. Thank you so much." And she looked very confused when I told her, "Hi, how are you?" or "How are you tonight?" She looked extremely confused when she responded back to me. So as she is pouring our waters and things like that, she put some bread on the table. It was like mini Parmesan bite bread. And I asked her, I said, "Excuse me, would it be possible for us to also have just regular bread and butter? Because that happens to be my family's favorite. They like bread and butter." She said, "Yeah, but you're going to have to pay extra, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can pay extra. That's not a problem for me." Again, racial profiling. Another very big thing that happens when you go to these nice places. They think that you're like squeezing your dime to eat there, right? Whatever. Nothing I've never been used to. She brings back the bread, and we start eating and enjoying ourselves, talking, ordering some drinks, looking at the menu, whatever. And when she walks away, my brother is like, "Oh my God, her energy is like really off. Like, what is wrong with her?" And I told my brother, I said, "It's confidence." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Many women are still battling insecurity. Okay? And it doesn't matter how old they are. And the problem with insecurity is if you don't arrest it early, you are going to turn into a bitter woman, and it's just going to get worse and worse over time. So I said, it's confidence. And he's like, what does confidence have to do with her being unpleasant? I say, a lot of women don't know how to respond to confidence. Confidence makes women very uncomfortable. So as you see the interaction, I was kind to her. I was nice. I was respectful. I smiled. I tipped her very well. But for women, when you are a woman and you are confident and you embody confidence, right? You're not just acting confident or appearing confident. You are confidence. You embody it. The energy of confidence it surrounds you. It's within you. That feels like a jab to women. Okay. So a lot of you guys sometimes say, oh, well, I'm so nice to the girls at my job. I'm so nice to the women at my church. I'm so nice to women when I go out, but they're always very rude to me or they're not nice to me. And I say it's because your confidence is triggering them. A lot of women act like they are confident, but they are not. And there are many, first of all, like I said, the minute I meet a woman and she starts peacocking for me, I know she's insecure. Because why are you trying to prove yourself to me? Who am I to you? I'm a nobody to you. So why do you have to prove that you are so smart or you are so talented or you are so confident? Why do you have to prove that to me? You don't, like, I'm a nobody in your life. Why do you have to prove that to me? So when I meet women and they start peacocking for me, the way that, you know, I'll be walking down the boardwalk and a man will be driving his Ferrari and start, you know, blasting the music and putting his window down and putting his shades on. Women do the same thing for me, the peacocking. You know, they start telling me things I didn't ask them about. They start jumping around from this to that. And it's just like, they're just telling me things I didn't ask for. And you're peacocking for me. You're trying to impress me. That is a form of insecurity. Confidence is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Insecurity is very, very, very loud. And she was showing her insecurity by how rude she was being to our table. Like I said, insecurity is loud. She was showing her insecurity with the aggression that she had when putting the plates down, with the aggression that she had when pouring the water. Like, insecurity is loud. It's an energy where the person feels so inadequate that they're not very polished. They're not very graceful. That's why some of you ladies, when you go to the doctor's office and you go up to the front desk of the doctor's office and you say, hi, I'm here for my appointment. And the girl's just being rude for no reason. She's literally shape-shifting into a bulldog for no reason because she's insecure. So insecurity is loud. So when someone doesn't feel confident in themselves, when someone doesn't like themselves, when someone doesn't feel happy in their own skin, they will tend to act out and have more aggressive behaviors. Every insecure woman I know is a very aggressive woman. They are very loud. Their energy makes everybody else in the room uncomfortable. They're rude for no reason. Like for me, I'm not saying that I can never be rude. If you try to bully me or slight me or be disrespectful or be shady, then yeah, of course I'll be rude. Like, I'm going to give it back to you times 10. But naturally, no. There's no reason to be mean to people for no reason if they didn't do anything to you. But a lot of times when you go in these social spaces, you feel that abrasiveness from women. You feel that aggression from them. And you're like, what did I do? Like, I literally just walked up to the register and said, hi, I'd like to have, and this girl is looking at you like she wants to jump you. And all you were doing was giving your order. It's insecurity. She's insecure. Insecurity is loud. Insecurity is abrasive. Insecurity is aggressive. Confidence is very bright. It shines like a light. You know what I mean? Like, you talk and people want to hear about your conversation, you know, so your confidence is their trigger. So during that interaction, I'm like, I was so kind to this woman. Like, oh my God, hi, how are you? Thank you so much. The food was delicious. So kind. Because what do I look like looking like a bulldog everywhere I go? And women don't understand that kind of energy is going to close doors for you. It will close doors for you because if you are a great server and you were kind and a mature woman, every time we come back here, we would request you. That's how you build your bag. Many women don't know how to build their bag because they have an attitude problem. I always tell women, if you have a bad attitude, it's going to destroy your finances because nobody's going to want to deal with you. And that's the problem that a lot of women have. They're very nasty. So when you're very nasty, people don't want to work with you. People don't want to give you opportunities. People don't want to do anything for you because your behavior it's very dark and condescending. So now every time we were a large party. So usually when I go to these restaurants, the server that I like is a server that I always request. If I like you and you work well, I'm going to keep coming every weekend if I can. And I'm going to keep requesting you. And if you don't have tables, I will wait until your section is empty so me and my crew can sit there. Okay? But the insecurity sometimes in some people is just so deeply rooted that they are so abrasive towards you because your confidence makes them feel so small. It makes them feel like you're bullying them. You know, there are times I'll have conversation with women and I'm talking to them like how I'm talking to you guys right now. And they will turn around and complain and say, oh, I was being rude or I was abrasive or I was nasty. And in reality, it's like, first of all, I'm not going to talk to you with kid gloves. You're not a kid. You're a grown woman. You spread your legs almost every other weekend. I'm not going to talk to you like you're a child because you're not. And a lot of women want you to talk to them with this high-pitched voice and these kid gloves like they're little children. And then when you talk to them like how I'm talking now, they feel like I'm talking down on them. Or they feel like I'm bullying them or I'm being rude to them when I'm literally just talking. But they want me to make adaptations to my confidence levels to accommodate their insecurities. Like I had another person comment while I was on live. This person said, oh, well, don't you think you should be a little soft? Or I was like, how do you know I'm not soft? Why do I have to talk in a high-pitched voice with kid gloves and act like a dumb ditzy idiot online as a woman to be considered soft? I'm a woman that's about my business. That has nothing to do with soft. You don't know how I am with my family. What is your definition of soft? A lot of people, their definition of soft is ditzy and no boundaries. That's soft to them. I'm very loving to my family. And I have people's backs that are very important to me. So what is soft exactly? Because a lot of that is really people trying to gaslight you into stop being confident. They don't like how structured you are with your words and how firm you are. So your confidence triggers them. Your security in who you are and how you feel. It really triggers them.